because they kept pushing the crossing date back. And so it was like 12 hours till it was meant to cross. Yep. And I remember sort of sitting there and I was glued to kind of the bomb and listening to the radio and all the doom predictions. And I was like, okay, fuck, like, all right, so what's the worst thing that could happen? It actually reminded me a little bit of when I used to be a producer when Jeremy and I had the production company. And the night before a shoot, I'd always have a sleepless night because I'd be sitting there running simulations about, well, if this goes wrong, what will I do? You know, if this, the camera breaks down and we have to get a set, where am I going to get that from? You know, and you sort of, you game 1,000 different hypotheticals.
Well, in a way, that's like a somewhat, if you don't let it get out of control, that is a somewhat valuable part of how your brain works that you can apply to a job like that, because the role of a producer is to have problem solved. And if you thought through what the problems might be in advance, then when they arrive, you might be able to deal with them better. But unfortunately, that style of thinking can also, if you are just using it all the time, it can become overwhelming if you're trying to game every possible scenario where something might go wrong.
Well, when I used to produce those music videos and those ads and stuff, not once ever did the thing that I had hypothesized come to bear. Like, it was always the amount of energy I put into worrying and stressing and stuff. Things did go wrong.
Yes. But not the things that you would worry or stressed about.
And it's funny, when I talked to my therapist about this, she was like, well, you could sit there and come up with a million scenarios and a million responses, but the fact is they're never going to play out exactly as you've imagined them, and you're going to have to, recalibrate and find the resourcefulness anew anyway. So why don't you just not worry about it and just trust in the fact that, you're capable of dealing with what comes up?
Well, I think it's also that thing of, there's a difference between creating things to worry about, where you're like, here are all, let's just say there were 10 things that could go wrong with the scenario, and then you worry about each of those things, as opposed to going, here are the 10 potential things that could go wrong with this scenario. If this happened, how would I deal with this? If this happened, how would I deal with this? But not in a way that you take on the worry of the thing actually happening.
Yes.
Like, I think that's the difference. Like, if I find myself going, I'm going to be...
well, what happens is because you worry about the thing going wrong, but then you also worry about the aftermath, which is like, but that precludes you stopping it or doing anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, you are actually, it's not helpful because you are imagining the worst case scenario, which includes you being incapable of stopping or affecting that outcome in any way. So what is the point of gaming that if you're it's like mental doom scrolling?
It's funny, when I'm doing my improvised show, which I've been doing a lot of obviously recently, and I've never done this many of them in a row before, so I'm learning new things about myself and how to do them best. And it's really similar to what you're saying, which is this idea of, I've realized the best thing that I can do, I know that things will go wrong in the show or not go how I wanted them to go, or there'll be random elements that I need to deal with. So I could think through the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 different scenarios where something could go wrong in the show, and try to game out what I would do in each of those situations if one of those things were to happen. But then, as you said, it would never be exactly how, the person would never say exactly what I thought they were going to say or whatever. So you'd be trying to jam a preconceived solution into a problem that doesn't perfectly fit the problem. Or you can go, tonight, most likely, at some stage, I will need to deal with the scenario that I haven't predicted. What is the best way for me to be in a headspace so that I am best prepared to deal with that scenario when it occurs?
And what is the answer?
Well, so for me, that's about how then I prepare my day, how much sleep I get, how my voice feels, what I've been doing before the show, like, have I eaten, like, just... Control.
Shut up, dickhead. Shut up, wanker. Oh, yeah, you are.
Just in the
practicing the mirror. Oh, come on, guys. I'm just trying to make people laugh.
I don't come down to your place and slap the dicks out of your mouth. Got him. Got me.
You're like De Niro in Taxi Driver. Oh, yeah? You're talking to me? No, mate. We paid to see you talk to us.
You're talking to me? Yeah. You asked me who I am. What's my name and what my job is.
You asked if we're dating.
You're talking to me? Yeah. You initiated it. You said, are you?